Let's record this. Well, students, good afternoon to all of you. Guys, today we are going to discuss the important topic of MEd class, review of related literature, right? So basically, this is the second step of any research. Okay, first topic we have already discussed in the previous lecture, research and educational research. Okay, you are aware of the educational research because we confine into the educational research because we are doing the MEd. Okay, in our syllabus is the educational research. And if you remember, in the last lecture, we have finished about what is educational research, what is the meaning of educational research, steps of educational research, then limitations, delimitations of educational research. And one research problem topic we have finished. Third topic we are discussing today is review of related literature. Okay. So before starting this topic, I just want to tell you this is a sequence of every topic having the background with the previous topic. So what we have done today, what we have done, we have understood about the research topic. Okay, we have taken that regarding meaning, steps, limitations. We are aware of that. है ना? So basically, we have come to know that how to select the research problem. है ना? Number one, guys. For example, you have selected the research problem. Okay, up that particular research problem which you have selected, you should know the literature of that particular problem. है ना? You must be aware of that particular problem. For example, you have selected the same research problem I will discuss, right? To study the emotional intelligence in relations to creativity among secondary class students, among secondary school students. Okay, it was our topic. To know about the emotional intelligence and to know about the creativity, there are two variables in our topic. Okay, what was the research problem? To study the emotional intelligence in relations to creativity among secondary school students. So here two variables we have taken, emotional intelligence and creativity. Up guys, we should know the literature of that particular problem. If you do not know the literature of particular problem, how we can proceed? How can we proceed? Right? So this topic will tell us what is the meaning of review of related literature, purpose of, ये देखो second, purpose of review of related literature. Third, what is the importance of review of related literature? Then sources and types. So always keep in your mind, review of related literature gives the authentications to your topic. The topic you have selected now, we are discussing in the chapter 1 and 2. In the lecture 1 and 2, we have discussed the topic. We have taken as an example of the topic to study the emotional intelligence in relations to creativity among secondary school students. Ab, review of related literature, gives support to your that particular topic. How? First, we understand concept and meaning. Review of related literature. A literature review is a comprehensive summary of previous research on a particular topic. Got it now? What was the variable of our topic? Emotional intelligence and creativity. So a literature review is a comprehensive summary of previous research on a particular topic. It may be used as the background for a primary research. ये देखो ये background का काम करता है आपका, right? For example, you have selected up that particular problem to study the emotional intelligence in relations to creativity among secondary school students, right? And you provide a lot of literature of emotional intelligence and creativity that gives you the background of your research. Nobody can nobody can deny that you are not done a very good research. Everybody will say that. The panel where you are going to present your topic, everybody will say that you have the enough literature of that particular problem. right? So guys, this is the second step of the any of the research. Whatever the topic you have selected, you should have enough literature of that particular problem. And in today's lecture, we will understand meaning of related literature, importance of related literature, how we can get the related literature, or last may we will discuss about importance or characteristics, right? तो ये देखिए, in the last, a well literature review is a, in the last bottom, a well, as well, a literature review is a compilation, classification, and evaluation of what other researchers have written on a particular topic. Okay. Now, what is the purpose of review of related literature? The purpose of literature review is to gain an understanding of the existing research relevant to a particular topic, study, or problem. Okay, you can call the research as a study, as a problem. Okay. These lines you can, these are the synonyms that of research. Okay. And to present that knowledge in the form of a written report, it may be used as a background or context for a primary research, as well as its purpose is to, what is the purpose of a review of related literature? Number one, describe the relationship of each work to others under consideration, identify new ways to interpret and shed light on any gaps in previous research. ये बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है. ये देखो, आपका टॉपिक क्या था? What is the topic we are taking? Example we are taking now. To study the emotional intelligence in relations to creativity among secondary school students. इसको मत भूलना, ये statement है. I have cleared you in the first lecture the particular research statement, research problem. Okay, every topic. अब इसके बाद हम we will discuss the hypothesis, then sampling, then research methodology. So whole of the syllabus, till we finish the syllabus, you have to keep into the mind one particular research problem. क्या है research problem? To study the emotional intelligence in relations to creativity among secondary school students. Okay, because उसी की मैं एग्जांपल लेके आपको समझाऊंगा ना सारा. Okay, अब ये देखो वो टॉपिक है, हमने सिलेक्ट कर लिया. गाइस क्या है कि when we take the review of literature of emotional intelligence and creativity, basically we have to work the gaps, because we are not the one who is going to work on the emotional intelligence and creativity. Hana, some others, they have done the work on the emotional intelligence and creativity. You would be agree with me. Hana, a lot of people in the country, even the world. So what you have to do, that you have to find out the gaps. Okay, you have to open the papers written by someone else on emotional intelligence and creativity from the internet, from any of the book, from novels, from newspaper. You have to read the articles also, right? And you have to find out the gaps. On that gaps, you have to start your study. Okay, you cannot copy that. Always remember, right? You cannot copy, because it is against big ethical things you have to keep in your mind. Okay, guys, you can take the help of a particular topic that will become the review of literature further, in your study, but you have to find out the gaps. For example, that particular research person has worked on emotional intelligence and creativity of children. Okay, you can take on adolescents, because he has done on the school level. You can take on the college level. Okay, but it should be different. Got it? इसका मीनिंग ये है, any gaps in previous research. Okay, next, purpose of review of literature: resolves conflicts amongst seeming contradictory previous studies. मतलब वो सेम जो स्टडी है उसमें से आपने गैप्स देखने, और it resolves the conflicts. Find gaps in the literature that can become research questions. Okay, point the way forward for further research, highlight the strength, weakness, and controversies in the field of study, right? So these are the purpose of review of literature. अब नाउ इंपॉर्टेंस एंड ऑब्जेक्टिव्स, ओके, ये भी ऑलमोस्ट ऑलमोस्ट वही होंगे, ठीक है, सम पॉइंट्स कैन बी डिफरेंट. व्हाट आर द इंपॉर्टेंस एंड ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ रिव्यू ऑफ लिटरेचर? इट प्रोवाइड फाउंडेशन ऑफ ए नॉलेज ऑन ए पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक. नेक्स्ट, आइडेंटिफाई एरियाज ऑफ प्रायर स्कॉलरशिप टू प्रिवेंट डुप्लीकेट एंड गिव क्रेडिट टू अदर रिसर्च. ओके, आइडेंटिफाई इनकंसिस्टेंसीज आएगा, ये थोड़ा गलत लिखा हुआ है वर्ड. ओके, यू हैव टू फाइंड द गैप्स इन रिसर्च, conflicts in the previous studies, open questions left from other research. ये देखो मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट लिखा हुआ है, ये देखो यहां पे, इसका ना मीनिंग क्या होता है, यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड गाइस, यू नो, basically the meaning of research is that you have to start your study from where previous researcher have left. Got it? I'm repeating the statement. Listen carefully. You have to start your study, your research from where other researchers have left. It means you have to find out the gaps of, that particular scholars. Whatever the paper he has written, you have to find out the gaps where he didn't study. Okay, you have to work on it. इसका meaning है gaps in research. Right? अब आ गया आइडेंटिफाई नीड फॉर एडिशनल रिसर्च, ये भी इसका है, राइट. इंपॉर्टेंस, आइडेंटिफाई द रिलेशनशिप ऑफ ए वर्क इन कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ इट्स कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशंस टू टॉपिक एंड अदर वर्क. And last importance and objectives of review of literature is that place your own research within the context of existing literature, making a case for why further study is needed. Got it? Why you are going to do that? You have to define that. Okay? Why the further study is needed. Okay, अब आ गया नेक्स्ट सब टॉपिक आ गया, बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है. What are the sources? अब आपको लिटरेचर रिव्यू को ढूंढना है दैट पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक. व्हाट आर द सोर्सेज? तो गाइस, मतलब इन ए वेरी शॉर्ट आई वांट टू टेल यू. ओके, whenever you have to find out the topic, now you have to study the literature. So from what are the sources of review of related literature? Sources are newspapers, sources are magazines, sources are internet, sources are journals, sources are dissertations. Okay, these are the sources. ये देखो लिखा ही हुआ है, नंबर 1 journal and books, reviews, abstracts, indexes. Hana, you have seen that na, in a newspaper there is a articles written by someone else in the newspapers. Even in the schools you have seen that na, lot of journals comes in the school, some monthly novels come, monthly journals comes. Okay, you can learn that journals, and with your topic you can take the study of that. Okay, so these are the sources of literature review. ओके, इसका मीनिंग है फ्रॉम वेयर यू हैव टू टेक लिटरेचर व्यू ऑफ इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस एंड क्रिएटिविटी. है ना, ये टॉपिक है ना, मैंने आपको बताया था कि वन टॉपिक वी हैव टू कीप इन माइंड एंड आई विल यूज दैट example of that particular topic. Okay, in the first lecture and second lecture we have selected a one topic, for example, to study the emotional intelligence in relations to creativity among students. Okay, अब we have to find out the literature of emotional intelligence and creativity related with the secondary school students. So from where we will find that? We will find by reading, by thoroughly study of journals and books. Every day हमें 2-3 घंटे देने पड़ेंगे, reviews, abstracts, indexes. ठीक है, इंटरनेट आल्सो. आप ये देखो गाइस, आपके लिए अभी यू आर द जनरेशंस, यू आर डूइंग द एमएड, है ना. आप ये देखो, दोज हु हैव डन द बीएड एमएड 20 years back, 30 years back. I completed my एमएड 23 years back. 22 में I completed, right? तो अब देखो, on that time मतलब there was no internet. Abhi now to there was, you can click that, you will get it. And for those 30 years back, 40 years back, they have done the research on that time. They don't have the internet. अब सुना भी नहीं होगा. हमारे टाइम तो चलो कह सकते हैं there was a starting of the internet, है ना, right? But 30 years back, 40 years back, they don't have the internet. Now on the internet you can select particular topic and you can read that, you can find out the literature view, right? Doctoral dissertations means those have done the PhDs, उनको बोलता है डॉक्टर बोला जाता है उनको, राइट? दोज हैव डन द PhD, तो वन टाइटल डॉक्टर आप उनको कह सकते हैं। तो दिस इज कॉल्ड द डॉक्टरल डेजिटेशंस। यू कैन फाइंड द लिटरेचर ऑफ योर टॉपिक by studying the dissertations of those authors, those researchers, those scholars. Types of literature, right? So you have to keep in your mind when you are collecting your literature, the second step of the research work is the review of literature. Now the second step is collecting the literature. So when you have to collect the literature, so these are the types of literature: primary literature, secondary literature and tertiary literature. Okay, इसको हम understand करते हैं। primary literature, okay, अब मैं पहले आपको explain कर देता हूं, ठीक है? primary literature वो होता है because we get from the on first hand, right? secondary literature में एग्जाम्पल्स हमें मिलेंगी। टर्शरी लिटरेचर हो गया वी गेट फ्रॉम द टेक्स्ट बुक्स। ओके, अब ये देखिए प्राइमरी लिटरेचर, प्राइमरी सोर्स मींस ओरिजिनल स्टडीज बेस्ड ऑन डायरेक्ट ऑब्जर्वेशन, यूज ऑफ स्टैटिस्टिकल रिकॉर्ड, इंटरव्यूज, इंटरव्यू तो डायरेक्ट होती है आपको पता है, हाँ है ना? when one reporter is taking the interview of that particular person, तो the person is alive, he is giving the interview, तो वो हमारा प्राइमरी सोर्स बन गया, प्राइमरी लिटरेचर हो गया, ठीक है ना? और प्राइमरी सोर्सेस को ये भी बोला है, ओरिजिनल स्टडीज भी बोला है, बेस्ड ऑन डायरेक्ट ऑब्जर्वेशन। अब हु डिड द डायरेक्ट ऑब्जर्वेशन? डायरेक्ट ऑब्जर्वेशन वाज डन ऑन ए पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक, ऑन ए पर्टिकुलर थिंग ना, राइट? तो वो उस टाइम अलाइव थी, तो दिस इज कॉल्ड द प्राइमरी लिटरेचर। okay, and they are the authored by researchers, contains original research data and are usually published in the peer reviewed journal. okay, second आ गया secondary literature. secondary literature consists of interpretations and evaluation that are derived from or refer to the primary source. primary source क्या था? direct observation, interviews, है ना? अब आप देखो, if you are taking the interviews and you are observing the particular person, तो वो alive होगा, that's why ना you are observing, तो वो primary source बनता है, you have to keep in your mind. and you write some of the books and the other persons, ये देखो, derived from or refer to the primary source. अब whatever you have written, whatever you have observed, you have written, or first with the help of a primary literature they interpret and write that. This is called the secondary literature. ये देखो एग्जांपल्स आ गई हैं, इंक्लूड रिव्यूज, आर्टिकल्स एंड रेफरेंस बुक्स। थर्ड आ गया टर्शरी लिटरेचर, ठीक है? इसका मतलब है टर्शरी लिटरेचर कंसिस्ट ऑफ कलेक्शन ऑफ ए प्राइमरी एंड सेकेंडरी सोर्सेज। ये देखो, जब ये लिटरेचर लिखा जाता है ना, इट इज ए कलेक्शन ऑफ ए प्राइमरी एंड सेकेंडरी सोर्सेज सच एज टेक्स्ट बुक, encyclopedia, articles, guidebooks or handbooks. The purpose of a tertiary literature is to provide an overview of the key research finding and introductions of the principles and practices within the discipline. तो ये देखो तीनों literatures from here you can take the reviews of your literature of your particular topic, यानी कि emotional intelligence and creativity, हाँ, we are taking the example. तो these are the types of the literature. okay, you can take from these all the sources, types of literature. so okay guys, we are done it. ये small सा topic था हमारा, ठीक है? under review of related literature, concept and meaning we have come to understand that. okay, what are the reviews of related literature, right? what are the purpose of a related literature? because it gives the solid background of our topic, right? मतलब it authenticate our topic कि whatever the topic we have selected, we have enough literature. importance objectives में भी हमने ये कर लिया. sources we have done it, है ना? what are the sources? sources क्या है? इंटरनेट है, जर्नल्स हैं, बुक्स हैं, नॉवेल्स हैं, न्यूज़पेपर्स हैं, ओल्ड बुक्स हैं. and what are the types? तीनों टाइप्स भी हमने कर ली, प्राइमरी, सेकेंडरी एंड टर्शियरी लिटरेचर्स, राइट। अब नेक्स्ट टॉपिक क्या होगा हमारा, हाइपोथेसिस, ठीक है। हाइपोथेसिस वी विल डू इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर, राइट गाइस। सो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर दिस लेक्चर, थैंक यू।
थैंक यू सो मच।